So yeah, chapter 169 of Promised Neverland, perfect scores. So I don't know if y'all are happy about this. I think it's kind of weak the way this whole thing ended. I'm not even gonna bother talking about what happened in between. The biggest part of this chapter was the end, which is everybody pulls up on the dude. Peter Ratri got a gun to his head, which I was also like, damn, y'all beat him that easy. He was like, no, I got one up for y'all. All of the fucking mamas, I got them. And then Isabel's like, no, nigga, they were all working with me this whole time. Boom. So
it's like they tried to pull some JoJo's Bizarre type shit. Like, yeah, you thought you had me. No, you thought you had me. No, I thought.
Right, but exactly. But it just fell flat on its face of just like, wait. So was this a split-second decision by Isabella to go like, hey, I'm cool, or was it since they left Gracefield, Isabella was like, yo, I'm on y'all side no matter what? Because we did get those vibes after they left. She was happy that they escaped.
Right.
But I was like, did that mean that from that point on, she was like, I'm always going to be on her side? Or now that they have him, she was just kind of like, all right, I'm switching.
I'm guessing
didn't make sense.
I'm wondering if she was like really trying to work her way all the way up the ranks, become a grandma, and then try to change it from the inside to like low-key build a secret group of motherfuckers who are actually in this, who are just going to flip it over on its head someday.
Yeah.
And since the kids kind of made that happen on their own, it was kind of like, all right, y'all basically did my work for me. That might be the excuse for that.
I mean, yeah, it's, I don't know. I mean, I'm just all around disappointed. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, this didn't turn out anything close to what I wanted,
At all.
I mean, it literally just went from infiltrate, hands, guns. That was it. Like, there wasn't any like really big plots, any really huge twists. Like, not really. I mean, this is just,
you know what it felt like? It felt like the typical movie ending to some shit like this. Like, it felt like if I watched all of these chapters as a movie, it would be the movie ending I expected, but not anything that wow.
Yeah.
It just was very, very typical. When it started off so not typical, but then it was just like, oh, okay, blah blah blah. Now all the shit that's happening, like I can just see it as a movie. Like, oh, Hayato, the guy who was like shitty before, now all of a sudden, boom, he kicked the dude in the head. Like, you know what I'm saying? All that shit was like all the pieces that come together at the end of the movie. But it was just that. Like, it just felt like a fucking movie. I'm like, yo, where's the strats? Like, what was the point of this?
Where are the sacrifices and all that shit?
Right, and it just leaves so many open questions because I go like, all right, hopefully now we find out what the fuck this promise was. But now I'm scared that it was something totally goofy, where like she was like she made the promise, like we saw what her promise was, but I mean what he asked of her was probably like the goofiest shit, like
just promise that you never come back to this land again.
Yeah, like something. And then I'm just gonna be like, wow, so that was it. And then you just go like, if they leave this world, sure, it makes sense. But if they happen to stay here and form some type of like friendship with the demons, there's so many fucking questions. One being, you have this lopsided world of fucking kids, and then now there's these mamas that have no male counterparts. So these kids are gonna have to start fucking these mamas to repopulate the world. That's weird. Second, so now you're gonna have to commit like mass murder of all of these defective babies who are still technically human, or you keep them alive as defective meat sacks. You know what I'm saying? Like, what happens with that? Where's the ethical questions around that? Like, we opened all these fucking doors because we wanted to make Emma happy and live in this la la land, and now it's just like as fuck. Like, I'm just like, yo, y'all are still living in the dark world. I get that everything happened and worked out for y'all, but at the end of the day, there's still fucking meat babies that are around, like in tubes and shit. Like, we haven't freed all of those.
And let's not forget about all these fucked up atoms. Like,
right. that need medication. Yeah, they're like addicted to meds to survive.
Yep.
So it's like, so now you gotta do that too.
And then you also got
Like-
the disease, some random, well, we'll just fucking call it Promised Neverland cancer that all of these niggas got from being experimented on for all these years.
True.
Yep.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's a good point. Like, is Norman about to like just straight die like after this is over? I mean,
Well, no, because you know Emma and the power of friendship.
Yeah. She gonna
It
kiss.
won't
She gonna kiss him on the forehead. Oh, I'm okay.
I'm here. Fucking goofy. This shit is fucking goofy.
yeah, I'm pretty much done. Like the only thing that's keeping me here is that knowing that hopefully there's not that many chapters left to finish this off.
Right.
Like I'm just very sad inside. It's man. It's like I'm kind of almost like feeling like the kind of FT swing, you know. Started out like so promising, get it, Promised Neverland.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just ended up the way it did. So I'm just like, I'm just kind of done.
Yeah. I'm with you on that.
Yeah,
I don't
man,
know if
I think I would have rather watched Peter Pan all the way over than
that's fact. Like, I will put respect on Hayato's name though. I see the growth, bro. I still don't fuck with the series as a whole, but I was like, all right, I'll put some light respect on you for going to bitch made to at least kicking a nigga in the head. So I was like, all right, you did something. But yeah, just like as a villain, like the Queen was like I guess a okay villain in terms of like the fact that she just was OP in terms of ability. But like Ratri, I was really expecting to be more of a strategic guy. And I just go like, you were developing all of these smart kids and you're saying you're their dad and all this bullshit, but you are nowhere near as close to them. Like you're not as intelligent as them. I don't even get it. And I'm assuming, is this the same Peter Ratri that was supposed to have lived at that point in time, or is this like an ancestor?
No, this is an ancestor.
Yeah, so it's an ancestor of that guy. But at the end of the day, I still feel like if they're training their kids to be smart like that, he should have been trained to also be as intelligent. And it just feels like maybe Minerva was just that smart. But he really only helped them get out the plantation, I would say, and survive a little bit of the world outside. After that, I would say it was mostly Hugo. That pretty much Hugo and Lucas that took them the rest of the way to figuring out the world. And it's like, them niggas had escaped too. So it's like, I just go like, what? Like, I don't know. I was just so disappointed in Peter Ratri as a villain. Yeah. Of just like, even this one up that would happen with the maids, the moms, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, it was about to give him like a slight bit of respect, but then it just ended on that flip. I just go like, even if they kill him right now, if they shoot him in the head, which is also the other part I want to bring up that pissed me off. But like, even if they killed him right now, it means no weight. It has no weight to me as a reader. Like, I don't care about this guy.
Right.
My other thing is that it did sound like they wanted to kill this guy, which I go, Emma, no, nobody can be bad. Everyone has some sort of a good side to them. Woody woo, blah, 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 was ready to just up the blammy on this dude and murk him. And I just go, I don't know, maybe that has something to do with her promise, but I just go, you were ready to have sympathy for all these other fucking demons, but this guy, you're like, nah, fuck it, blow his head off. Like, all right. Nah, I'm just so fucked. It's just layers of disappointment with this manga. Exactly. I just want them to announce the last 5 chapters so I can stop like forcing myself to read this, because it's like I just want to get through it. And at this point, I had hope that maybe they'll turn around, but it's never been turned around. And I just go on fucking the internet and post shit about it or talk about it. And it seems like it has a very strong fan base that loves fucking Promised Neverland. And I get, maybe it's because they watch the anime and it's good.
Maybe it's just the anime. I mean, like, again, that season 1 of the anime was like perfectly done. It was perfectly done.
There is also a subgenre of people that just like how cute the characters look, which I also go like, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck? Why the fuck am I debating you about how Norman is trash? And you're like, well, no, you can't say that about Norman because he's the cutest character in the show. I'm like, if you don't get the fuck off my timeline with that bullshit.
Wow. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, man. I just want it to be over, y'all.
Yeah.
That's really it, man.
I mean, like, based on how this ended, they would have did better just having like Peter Ratri and the Queen just team up, and like that fight to her just being part of like the actual end, and they take care of like Peter at the same time. That would have probably worked out a lot better than actually coming back to the to the farm. But well, yeah, let's just see how this plays out. But I mean, it's pretty much over, right? I mean, like there's.
I hope it's over.
That we being like, oh snap, yo, Promised Neverland coming back. Oh my god. I mean, it's like it's over. It's like this is it, and it's just sad.
So.
God,
You all ready to rate it?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna just go ahead and say it first. I give it a fucking trash.
Yep.
I think this chapter was good, and it's more than just like this chapter. This trash is really like a signification of just like the rating of this final, what feels like the final arc of this Promised Neverland storyline. Feels like all of the build up, all of the battles we fought up until now, the deaths of Hugo and Lucas, all of it was just to beat a guy who wasn't really that hard to beat in the first place. If the Queen was not in the way, they could have taken Ratri out day one. There was nothing special or smart about what he did. There was nothing slick about it. Like, he took over Gracefield and wasn't even able to establish enough security for kids who haven't been there in 3 fucking years and some who've never been there to just go in and run the fucking building. And he took it over. Kids, children. Like, I'm still just like, what the fuck? Like, Adam barely had to use his demon strength. Like, demons went from being the scariest things, it's hard to take out one, to like they was mobbing all of them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, what? So it just has to sit at trash for me, man. Just like, this is how you chose to, I guess, quote unquote, end it. It's not the ending yet, but like, this is pretty much the climax. I don't think there's any redemption or saving grace for Ratri after this. We just find out what the promise is, and we figure out how they're going to live the rest of their lives in some sort of happiness, quote unquote. So, yeah.
And I'm definitely going to give it the same rating for everything that you just said. But I just want to add an extra note that they really wasted the potential. Like, what was the reason that they gave us any indication that Phil was as smart as he was for it not to have any type of meaning to it throughout the whole story?
My nigga barely showed up. That's facts.
Because they showed us basically from this story the type of effects that, kids who have an extremely high intelligence, the type of effect they can have on the world or whatever by what they can do using that high brain power. They have another one in the fucking same place who's there for almost 2 years, knowing everything that's going down, and that has zero effects. He could have just been a fucking average level kid for all we know.
Oh wait, hold up. Random theory just popped in my head. What if Phil is the one who tricked Isabella to get on their side, though?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think like if they use Phil in any way, it'd be for that. That they're that's like at that time where they were gone, Phil was secretly working with Isabella and kind of setting shit up so that it would be basically easy for them to beat this guy at the end.
That would probably be the saving grace. Well, no, not saving grace.
It definitely wouldn't be the saving grace for me. But
no, not saving grace. But that'd probably be like the last chance that Promised Neverland would have to get me even slightly back on their side. They'd be like, with sides because of homie Phil. Like, that'd be huge for me. I'd be like, oh, there it is.
Well, hopefully they never tell us anything at all, so we can just believe it in our own minds.
That's how I feel like. I feel like they have a bad habit of letting us the fuck down. And It's just gonna happen again. I just want it to be over. Because even at this point, like you were talking about with the fucking Peter Pan thing, like I don't even really get the Peter Pan references. Like if this was supposed to be like a reimagining of Peter Pan, it's like, okay, so was Ratri Captain Hook? If he was, then I get why he was so dumb. Because I guess Captain Hook is also dumb. But like that's about it. Like what else about was the Queen? What did the Queen represent in terms of like the parallels to Neverland that we know from Peter Pan? Like none of this made sense besides the name of the world and the fact that there's a floating little thing called the Demon King that grants wishes. Like how? I don't know if that's Tinkerbell or whatever the fuck is supposed to be. or maybe Emma's Tinkerbell and fucking Norman is Peter Pan. Who the fuck knows? But it's just like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
And
I'm so incredible.
And we gotta also admit that it basically seems like Ray he also had no significance in the story.
Oh yeah.
Like he was nothing
but
yeah.
Oh yeah. I think him and Isabel are just gonna go and like live life as a mom son thing. Cause I feel like they're probably somewhat have like this weird closeness with each other. But yeah, Ray really didn't have a point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As far as my rating, yeah, trash to trash. There's nothing else to be said. Trashy trash.